Okay, so we are going to have to do this case in the pouring freaking rain, you guys. It is pouring freaking raining, and I have to give the evidence about my defense. My lawyer was Ingrid Chandler in the jail, but she is allowing me to be chased all over the country, and my defense was actually Jehovah and Jesus Christ. So my defense has decided for me to give an opening statement to the press, the prosecutor, an opening statement to the public, and to you, the jury. He will also be the presiding judge over this case. Everybody rise as the Honorable Judge Jehovah Jesus Christ enters the courtroom. You may be seated. I announce case number 2015-2021 on behalf of Melbourne Halo Metter, Andrea Antoinette Jones, and her unborn. Jehovah Jesus Christ, Judge of all the earth, ruler of all things, versus the United States of America, Satan's kingdom. Okay, we will proceed with our opening statement. I call myself Andrea Jones to give the opening statement as part of the defense by the authority of Jehovah Jesus Christ. As a victim of such heinous crimes, I will be giving my testimony as an authoritative representative on this case. Such crimes that have been committed against me and my children will be punished to the fullest extent of God's law. Such criminals who have committed these crimes against my children can receive imprisonment. Even some criminals who were involved with these crimes will also be given the death penalty, whose lawful punishment will be enforced by Judge, ruler of all of the earth, by Jehovah Jesus Christ. Such heinous crimes have been committed in the United States against me and my children that this case will be presented globally by the authority of Jehovah Jesus Christ. I do remind you that anyone withholding evidence about this case from this moment forward will be charged with tampering, concealing, and withholding evidence in a federal courtroom. The opening statement begins. I called the police several times. He was assaulting me. I told the police he was assaulting me. He fled from the police. He was raping me and hitting me while I was pregnant. His charges include theft, drug possession, assault, family violence, assault on a public servant. He was on a 2-year felony probation for assault. He was also charged with Class C rape, unlawful restraint, and trespassing. Austin John Metter kept assaulting me. I tried to get him to stop. I did not want to let Austin Metter inside of the home. He was assaulting me in my kitchen. His leg got hurt when I ran, screaming for the police in the street. He was assaulting us. The opening statement was drawn up by Jehovah Jesus Christ when the Conroe police were holding me hostage in a Montgomery County jail cell on several fraudulent charges, starving me while pregnant from protecting myself from my children's father. White Caucasian male convicted felon and satanic gang member, Austin John Metter. God said they tried to murder me before my trial and erase the evidence that Austin John Metter was abusing me. God said that the officers at the Conroe police, while I flip over to the next page. Okay, we will continue. God said that the Conroe Police Department were working with white Caucasian female Cynthia O'Vera, who is Austin John Metter's adopted mother, to help the police officers to cover up the evidence that Austin Metter was abusing me while pregnant. God said that Cynthia O'Vera made a statement to the officers at the Conroe Montgomery County Police Department that there would be no evidence of Austin Metter abusing me before my trial. God then made a statement to Cynthia O'Vera saying, yes, she does have evidence. She has 911 calls. God also added more key details to be disclosed before the 911 calls are presented. God said that the Conroe Police Department were using some things against me and that he needed to clear that up. The first thing God wanted to clear up was them trying to leave my small son in the bathroom and something about wanting to hurt him in the bathtub. The second thing God wanted to clear up was that I was my son's caregiver and that he was a small child. The third thing God wanted to clear up was that Joseph O'Vera was paying my rent at my apartment where my son and I lived. The fourth thing that God wanted to clear up was that Joseph O'Vera made enough money to pay my rent. The fifth thing that God wanted to clear up was that I also was raising a small child that was not even 2 years old yet, and God said he was still considering him as only 1 year old. And God said that I was also pregnant. God said that is why I was allowed to stay home to raise my children and that I didn't have to work. God said that I was raising my child and that I was pregnant. The sixth thing God wanted to clear up was that it does not matter who Austin met or got pregnant after they tortured my baby that I'm pregnant with in my womb. God said it doesn't matter how small my baby bump is. God said it doesn't matter how long people say that I have been pregnant. God said the fact is I was pregnant first. The seventh thing God wanted to clear up was that he doesn't care who Austin met or dated while I was being starved in the Montgomery County Jail. God said I can get a better man. The eighth thing that God wanted to clear up was that altercations happened by my front door with my toddler by the doorway, and that Joseph O'Vera was involved with altercations that involved Austin Metter abusing me in my home in my living room by the front door. I'm turning to the next page. The ninth thing that God wanted to clear up is that Austin John Metter was robbing me for money, but specifically for a vehicle that was given to me by Austin John Metter's adopted parents, Joseph O'Vera and Cynthia O'Vera. God added a side note that they were trying to make it seem like the car that was given to me was not my car or vehicle. The 10th thing that God wanted to clear up was that it was my car. God said he considered the car my vehicle. God said that Cynthia and Joseph specifically said that it was my vehicle. God said that he was robbing me and beating me up for my vehicle. God also showed the scene in my living room with Joseph O'Vera standing by my doorway, where Joseph O'Vera told Austin Metter that he was not allowed to take my vehicle. Then God showed my toddler standing by the doorway, and he showed my door wide open at nighttime. Then God said that Austin was beating me up while pregnant in my living room in front of my toddler, then fleeing my apartment with my door wide open. God said that he was beating me up and robbing me for my vehicle while I was pregnant, and that Joseph O'Vera was guilty for not standing up for me.